curb, but we can get them over here. Go ahead. Hey guys, we're in session now. So.
Yeah, we were waiting on the train to give us.
Yeah, I hear you. We thought we needed a little background, so whichever one of you guys want to go ahead and start.
Well, you want me to just walk through all the items that I know of, and then you guys can ask questions or whatever. We do have a few loose items. A couple things that was pointed out to me by Buzz that I wasn't aware of. We got 2 clean outs that one's settling pretty bad, and it looks like the other one might be settling there loose, so we're going to need to get those fixed. So I've got those on my list. We don't have obviously they're hooking up the eye wash right now. That's loose end yet. We've got the vinyl base. I've held off on the vinyl base because we're going to cover that floor in the office with epoxy. So I'm holding off on that, and then the flooring in the office, and that's kind of everything on my list that I have, unless you guys want to add more stuff to it, and then the seating outside.
Yeah, and we need to address that. We've had some conversations to figure out what our plan is. Probably just a quick discussion on how we want to handle it. But you probably
Well, for the your guys' specification, we need to wait until a good planting time, because anything we plant right now is going to die. There's no use in doing it right now, but Bud and I have had some conversations about the areas that you guys show seeding. He doesn't necessarily want to seed. We probably need to cover this back area, but I think that's about it, right, Bud?
Yeah. As far as putting seating in, it's going to get dug back out in phase 2. And why do it? I mean,
I can't remember if you and I know Nathan and I talked about it, but a good temporary fix would be just put an erosion mat down.
Which that's part of that hillside. I think we could agree to that, to erosion control mat, because it is what's going to get torn back out, and then this immediate little area is what we wind up getting seeded, and then around the transfer was what. So the question I was going to have is if the county wanted to just temporary seed it themselves, and then we go pretty well erase the line item from Cody's scope of work, and we make sure that it is in on the next scope, that it gets done 100% correctly, whether that's what gets tore out and or what you guys throw seed on and get established. I didn't know what the county wanted to do on that. So
Doesn't matter to me.
I mean, I seen it said since
it's not
seed if it's going to get
a very big area. It doesn't.
It's not very big, and I can't guarantee you all of it's going to get tore out, but some of it's going to get tore out in the next phase. So those are the deciding factors, and we've got another phase of work coming in that we can put in the plan to make sure all of this area gets seeded properly at that point. The one phase it just erases your line item, which I assume.
When phase 2 is done, this side will be, you won't be working on this side after phase 2 is done.
We will not be doing anything in this immediate area other than from this concrete line going that way we do work, and then we get within 10 feet of the back of this building, and that's where I'm saying there's a spot right behind us that is going to be questionable whether it's worth the effort.
Phase 2.
Yeah, for phase 2. It's really the only part that's going to be final grass is
Just a small portion of
it's 20 feet right here.
So phase 3, when phase 2's done, phase 3, you're way away from it.
Yeah, you were way away from it. By that point.
My opinion is don't mess with this till we're
Yeah.
done with it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
why
I
would you
agree.
put something? Why would you put
Why
something?
anything?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a,
I mean, we can take care of what.
You may have to bring in a little good fill there or something to get any grass to grow anyway, as much rocks in it.
Yeah. I don't know what's all underneath of it, but I just don't see doing anything when you maybe want to park a backhoe here or something. Why?
Yeah.
You know, we
That'd be a waste.
may rock it. You know.
Well, later on you might. So you
No,
wait
and-
until you see what the final product here is.
So we leave erosion control in place. That way we don't if we get rain
Right.
events, we don't get contamination of our good rock, and we'll just erase your line item, it sounds like. And
I'd make a
We'll-
motion to
We'll
to
fix
erase it
that
till
up a
later.
little bit better,
Yeah, I'll
but
second it.
Okay,
That'll
motion and
stay.
second to erase the seeding,
seating.
keep the erosion control in place. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So there's your answer on that. And that's 100% what probably needs to happen. Since we're going to put a big retaining wall in that starts 12 feet behind the corner of that building for the ramp. So
Why don't you give us an overview, Diane and Kent, so that all the rest of us know too, what's, like you said, 10 foot, what's gonna happen here on phase 2 then?
okay. So and I did not bring that set of drawings.
That's fine,
I
that's
brought
fine,
this in.
just so people understand what's the plan.
So you guys currently have a back-end pit over there on the other side that they back down the ramp. So our pull-through pit now, where they'll be able to drive down and then drive back up, will start, I think it's 12 feet off the back of that corner. So you're talking somewhere right in here, you'll have a downslope, and then on the other side will be the upslope for the trucks to be loaded to go down and through. So you're going to wind up with a retaining wall style, sort of like that, starting out here in this area somewhere, and then taking off and going down. So that's where we're saying that retaining wall is going to be here. It's going to have an incredibly large toe on it, so 6-7 feet. You're going to be over into this area that's going to get disturbed. Just so you know.
Moving that pole,
Yes.
it's coming out.
Pole's coming out. That wall stays. It's the other side of there'll be a man door right up there, and that'll kind of be employee parking on this side. Since the ground's there was no sense in messing with it, and gives them a good place to park so they can go in to the office that'll be over there on the other side.
I mean, it's a transfer station, you know?
So otherwise, punch list wise, we want to start going through, looking at operation of items and making sure doors work right, making sure there isn't something on the building that we question. I brought plans. I brought my computer full of all the.
Buckles question the size of the ceiling fan.
I kind of thought the same thing when I first looked at it, but it's exactly what the drawings show. So that's what our mechanical engineer stated would work.
Contrary to what Eric Meyer said, I think it looks yours.
That means good, that means good.
Our plans show, our mechanical engineer said a 72 inch.
Right.
Without crawling there physically putting a tape measure on it.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's gotta be close, I mean. I don't have a step ladder goes that much.
I was gonna say.
My step ladder goes like.
I'd have to go back and look at the specification. We're on the submittal.
After our conversation the other day, it caught my eye, and I specifically went to item 2. Ceiling
Did
fan
you look
shall
at the submittal?
ceiling fan shall be a Hunter model, whatever, but 72 inch industrial ceiling fan. I did not look at the submittal. I can go.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, I've got it all loaded on my computer. I can easily look. Otherwise, operation of doors, they all operate properly. Yeah, that's done.
Oh.
It's all wasting space up there anyway.
Yeah, but it looks like it's coming out.
Yeah,
What exactly is the other fan, exhaust fan up there? What is the purpose and is it a circulation fan or what is it?
those ventilation requirements.
The requirement that
Yeah.
we're welding in here, we have to use orders on
I guess I didn't think this. Try this. Here, your safety stop works. I'm gonna grab my computer and get one.
Under the door, that hit me.
airlines all do it.
Make it easier to clean. 10 years down the road.
Yeah,
I mean, we sealed ours at property line
right.
30 years ago.
Ain't been here 10 years.
Hadn't really thought about that.
I mean, it's just so much easier to maintain.
It's something that we could probably do to do
No, you know, you
can.
You want to do it now.
You want to do it now? See, I mean,
You gotta
That's our storage unit. Our tool room. That's what this is.
cheap plywood.
I was gonna say, it has to be. I mean, this is kind of
Save some money on that, though.
I would hope.
Yes, it's a remote slash thermostat all hangs in the wall. That's
Yeah. Cool. I think this is very nice.
This is where Bud used to hang, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
I believe you.
So is that also a good
It
idea?
smells new. I like the new smell.
I mean, I wonder if we can take that, the desk out of turning off and bring it down here.
I think the lifts, the reason why they're doing something here is the lift.
Well, he
They
will
was
have
using
that because he's buying
leaked
new.
oil.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you see all those spots.
Nice desk that he
They're gonna do
has.
something.
Yeah, I'm not moving anything.
You know that garage door, you can put on your garage floor?
Yeah, in the trash area.
What?
Everything.
Oh, I see.
That's in the office over
Yeah.
there. It all came out of
I'm
what was being thrown away.
Just, down,
So
production there. we
our
covered
countertop,
floors
we're gonna build a countertop.
With a clear seal.
Because this is
30
where
years ago, it's still there.
computer's gonna be the
Yeah,
safe.
it's so much easier to
This is
clean
where
and
we have to
maintain.
come if somebody, it's the
You always
designated
cement dust, so
place
you don't
for
seal
us
it.
handicapped people.
We're out there in the garage
They come
area.
in, you know.
I see.
I mean, you don't think
So
that
we're coming back to
they're coming
it.
back, yes. They're designated when that building disappears and the parking's out there, there'll be a designated handicap area.
I think that epoxy stuff,
And
you can even
it's
scatter
all
stuff on it.
Maybe
where it's
pretty-
just
red lines, you know.
Yes.
That's
yes.
pretty expensive. I've been,
So anyway,
I don't know, my brother-in-law's got his garage
refrigerator's
he's
got a
off
nice
that.
background, we've got the hookup for that to make sure the guys have no ice down.
yeah, we just use a clear
We're gonna be
seal.
able to do a.
Cody.
Culligan.
Push it around.
that we have supplied over there, since we got water system in here that I trust.
Oh, good.
It's good to have ice. Yeah, yeah.
What they gonna do to the floor, bud?
Epoxy it.
Epoxy it? Okay, I knew they was gonna do something, but I can't
Yes.
remember exactly what they.
Yes. That's gonna be on the electricians, because their machine is the one that caused all the plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he found it. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's shorter than 72, but.
And does that look as long as it's on up there? It's 72 6-foot countertop?
I believe that's 8.
Oh, is that 8? Oh, he found the 72.
The fan
Okay.
is I mean, per the submittal was 100, exactly what they called out, 72-inch, 3-speed fan.
Right.
And that's what the mechanical engineer for your size room felt was sufficient. So.
Mhm. Well, I know it's gonna move the air once the doors are closed. I mean, it's hard to feel it when the air is
Yeah.
blowing through.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you
gonna
can kick that
circulate.
exhaust fan and that fan on and you can feel it in there.
Well, the main thing is that's to push the heat down in the wintertime, you know. I guarantee you, it'll run you out of here if you're hot. The other day, we had a meeting in here and it was all comfortable. In my books, it was comfortable.
Is there any questions for anybody?
Yeah.
These are the guys that's.
And the nice thing about it is, like the commission's been talking, this office space would be big enough if you moved everything down here to have everything here. HHW, recycle, weed, transfer station. This office space is big enough to
Handle.
handle all that. You know, if you have to have 2 desks in here, you can have 2 desks in here, you know, one for the director and one for the assistant director. We, yeah, whatever you want to call the person, you know. But that's, I like the idea that it was designed that this is a break area plus
Yeah.
it's the office area, you know.
Well, does anybody have any other questions of the engineer or Bud or?
I guess the engineer just see what kind of time frame is we're finishing up here and see whether we're ready to go or.
When his plans are gonna be
Yeah.
done?
And as you notice, we're getting the dirt pile hauled out. Josh worked on it yesterday all day himself. I got another truck available, since we're done here, I'm gonna go grab it. I have 2 trucks, hopefully we can get it out of here today. If not, I'll finish up tomorrow, because Josh will be working down here.
Do you have to talk to anybody from KDHE to what you're doing?
I asked Randy about that, and I said, do you guys, when do you want to take your sample? And he said, well, I got an email letter. I didn't get one physically mailed to me. He asked me about it because they mentioned that they were going to mail one to him and one to me, you know, for us to have. But I haven't seen mine, and he's going to check on it. He hasn't yet, so I do have the email letter, and I don't know if I forwarded it to you or not. I can't
Just the
remember.
permit or something?
No,
different?
it's a.
We had something at some point. What was
Yeah,
it? Was it
that,
just the last?
the permit was, and to go ahead and proceed, I think that's what it was, that they were gonna send us a letter, you know.
I'm fairly sure we got a letter of what was in the email.
Did you get a letter?
I think so.
Okay, well, I
You have to
didn't,
look.
I didn't get it, but I didn't know if it was coming to you or me, so. So anyway, yeah, we're doing everything according to what was done, so.
Well, I just didn't know whether we had to make contact, let them know what we're doing or anything like that.
I would think
If you don't
probably
let them know, like,
Yeah,
no, gotta go redo it.
yeah.
And I've got the remotes for the doors too.
Okay.
I forgot to bring those with me.
Okay, and you got keys?
Yes, I keyed.
Yeah.
Got these rekeyed, that door, storage.
And
And the other are all keyed the same. In the bathroom, I just left it alone,
Yeah,
so it's a
different.
separate
Yes,
set.
Yes.
We've all at Randy.
Yeah, see if he's come in here and we can ask him a couple questions.
He's going through everything.
Sure never you.
Is there any need, Bud, for you to be in here till we get everything done, or?
No, the only reason we wanted this done first is because that was gonna
So
get
you're
tore
ready?
down.
Okay.
And I've told them that
Is it
we're
run
gonna
heat?
just hold off till they got the floor completed. I'm not going, because we have to build the countertop, you know, for waiting on people, you know.
Oh, okay.
Where it's, you know, however high.
Randy,
And I don't want
the
that to come
question
in
came
until
up
the floor.
about, plans on phase 2. How soon, how far out are we on that?
I guess based on our conversation the other day, we were talking, we're 2 to 3 weeks out, hopefully. I have not gotten a reply back from my architect, which he's been rather slow on other work, so I need to poke Brett and see where he is. Not much for an architect to do on that, so just kind of a couple code compliance things that we really rely on them to make sure our doors are
Okay.
correct. So I guess I'm thinking, 3 weeks
Okay.
is what we're hoping.
You might explain to them we had Clayton from the city of Marion for electric down here with us the other day. You might explain to them where you're going with that on the electric line to go to be moved.
Okay, yeah. We got what the city's been using. If I butchered or switch it around, I apologize. ESC, I think, is what it is. It might be SEC. It's an electrical engineering company for a lot of their power stuff. I've reached out to them to help do the transition from overhead to underground for the power over here. Multiple reasons. One, if our buildings pull out going that way, you don't want they'll because we're raising the ground level, they'll conflict. Two, my demo guy that I contacted to help get some cost estimates for myself said, he goes, just by removing those power lines, you probably save yourself whatever it's going to cost you to remove those power lines in demo, because they're so close to the building that you'd have to have a really big crane to reach over them or something. So they've contacted back to me and said that they're going to get with me, but they're one that'll be a holdup also if they don't give me a plan sheet quick enough on. And I've never worked with them. I don't know them at all, but because they already were familiar with your guys' system, it seemed like a no-brainer to go through them to get transition that electrical line through them.
So let's say 3 weeks from now, you bring us what's going to be a final drawing, and we would have to approve whatever.
Yep.
Would we walk through that?
I would call them 90%, often 90% are 100%, but 90% plans and specs for you guys to review, look through, and approve, with the idea that they would come with an updated cost estimate based on those plans and the information we've gathered in this process. And then we can look and see what, if you guys are prepared to move forward at that point, then we'll put it out to bid.
So I just wanted to make the commission
And
aware.
even then, I mean, you've been through this process, and I'm sure you have with me. Just because we put a lot of projects out to bid that wind up never happening, which I know you don't want to hear that, but they may not happen in the manner in which they go out to bid the first time too. So it'll be we'll put out to bid, and if they come back too high, we can take a look and see where can we shave costs on this and try to get this done in a different manner. I know in the evolution evolution of things here. We've kind of somewhere between the transition from me and Chad, and Keith was who originally started. You know, I know you guys looking back there, historical documents look like 1.2 is closer to where we originally started, and I tell you, I got a bad feeling we're closer to 2. So, that being said, our engineers' estimates, it's hard to say. It's often on our best interest to try to be high. What somebody like Cody's going to come back with is a totally different subject, so that kind of pushes the. I'm going to turn the heat off. Sorry.
I was gonna say,
where the heater works, guys.
and you're
I thought I changed it, and then there we go. There we go. Sorry, I was getting awfully hot.
And that building is the one that KDHE has to approve.
Yes. Somewhere in the around 90% plans is where we will send off to KDHE and say get application for transfer station. I've been in contact with them, and because of the manner in which we're doing this, even they acted in-house. Let's see your plans before we tell you where you fall, whether this is a new transfer station, complete new permit, or is this a change of the existing permit, kind of. The gal I talked to goes, well, this is an interesting situation. They'll make a decision once they see our construction documents and stuff. But,
Will we need that to be done, the contact with them, before we ever talk about money, to before we get
no, I mean, ultimately they have to give us their blessing. They can ultimately make major changes to our plans if there's something that they don't see fit. I don't see it happening. So it'll be a no. You've got a twofold window here that both have to happen. You have to get KDHE's blessing. We have to get good bids back that are acceptable. It can go out to bid before KDHE ever looks at it. It can go out to bid before KDHE blesses it. The trick is you kind of want KDHE to look at it first and say, hey, what you guys are doing is ultimately going to be acceptable, because if they make major changes, then your bids are no good. So
yeah, that's what I was worried about.
yeah, but I mean, it doesn't have to. But that's where the 90% plans to them is always a good idea. They want to be in the loop. They want to know what your plan is, and then they can make suggestions from there if they see anything that complaints on. So we need to get to that point before we send it to them. Otherwise, up to this point, what we would have for drawings wouldn't paint the full picture.
Yes, then it's our job here in the next 3 weeks to probably decide what we want to do as a commission to fund the project, whether we can fund the project.
Yeah, that's what we're working on now.
Yeah,
That's why we had our financing options in front of us the other day.
Yeah, and to look at what is the levels, how far can this project go dollar-wise before we have to throw in a red flag and say we've got to figure out how to cut something here. But we have definitely made changes to the plan to keep budget in mind. Unfortunately, I will tell you, most projects I've been seeing bid, you add 25% to what I would normally tell you. We have a bid book full of past projects and stuff a year ago. This year, you got to add 25% to it to get to the value that they're bidding at today. So there's been a substantial increase in costs. Some of it is workload, everybody's busy. Some of it's material costs are starting to jump hard for whatever reason all of a sudden. So your building doesn't have a lot that'll be affected by those other than the steel itself.
In a good economy, we always pay more.
Yeah. Yep. And we've seen it. And we've seen the lack of competition in the bids is what I think it contributes some of the 25%. People aren't hungry. The contractors have worked there. They've got their jobs, and so they're not as, I have to get this work in order to keep afloat. As plan on getting to work anyway, but
Just in case.
just in case, and or hey, I'll do it for this. You know, I mean, if you're in construction and somebody says I'll pay you $100,000 more than it's worth to build something, well, sure. Well, why would I pass that up? I could go hire the guy down the street to do it for me and make sure he does it right. So that's when I say a no thank you bid. That's where the numbers they're giving me. So.
Is there any major problems that you're gonna have with this, and is this gonna be turned over to us with keys and everything here within a week or 2 weeks, or?
Sounds like this floor we're talking.
The floor is really the only holdup to, I mean, you guys can start using it code-wise, equipment-wise, all that stuff. There's no reason why you guys can't start occupying it right now, other than this room right here.
I haven't
Start
seen
moving
anything
stuff
that, the only, I probably want to get with your electrician and maybe get a quick sign-off letter that they're done, and that they say everything's good.
I know the city has come by and given that.
They have, oh, okay, yeah, that documentation probably all I have.
There's really, they don't really provide any documentation for that, but I was here the day that they were out here walking.
I can contact them, I can verify that. Otherwise, we had, the door works properly, but the chain runs when it goes up and down. He's gonna check into that. I
Yeah,
got
there's
one
no way.
spot on the outside of the building where I'm gonna tell you, you need a touch-up paint, somebody get your steel, and then,
On the baller,
no, on the building.
on the building, okay.
I haven't really seen anything other than that, so we can probably work out you guys use it.
Bud said he don't
So
need
the big
this.
thing that we need to establish right now is just, you know, all the things that need to be fixed. Or that you guys aren't happy with, or that's something that stands out, and I think we've identified that.
Yeah, I don't really see.
As far as the using the building, there's no reason why you can't, other than the floor in this room.
I don't know what Bud can do there, but I myself, I want everything done, so we're not interfering with anybody. As far as I'm
We're
concerned.
not being forced out of that building
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So we'll wait until this is completed.
Okay, that's what
And
we want
then,
then.
I mean, yeah, if we can start moving the stuff over into the shop and utilizing that, we may get that started, you know, but,
Who's doing the floor?
Um,
We hired.
It's through the electrician because he spotted with all
I mean,
these
it's only
spots in
a
here.
2-day project, but they did all it.
Yeah, it's about 2 days.
but yeah, I don't have a problem with that, you know. I just as soon it be turnkey and be done. Yes.
You're gonna put chair on the edge, right?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a base, I just put that in because of the floor.
You didn't work with computers in here?
Yep.
Put wires in for computers?
Not yet. He's got it's gotta come into the data board over there, and what we're gonna do is just set it up as wireless. We're gonna have our modem, our Wi-Fi modem sitting up there in a cabinet. And we'll have our computer wireless and our phone wireless.
It wasn't too far away, because you're in the metal building.
Yeah,
Wireless doesn't work with the ship.
but we're wood here, so,
Okay.
you know, I'm aware of that. And if needs to be, then we've got the outlets here to
Yeah,
plug and play.
these blank boxes here, those have
You got pipe.
conduit with pull strings, so you can go to the top of the wall and pull your data in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah, but I just had one short question. On plans, do you guys ever 3D them? You know, where you put them up on the screen, we walk through?
We do not.
Okay.
So we work with contractors who do. That's a different software than what we're using, and a lot of times that's through an architect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where you can get that, is through your architect. a lot
I just
of
think that'd be
times.
really helpful with all the different aspects of this, where you can, okay, here it is. We'll go through.
Hutton Construction is the one that comes to my mind that and I don't know if I think they have the software themselves, but they do a lot of schools, and you get into
Right.
very intricate mechanical ductwork through structural items and stuff that they'll do it all 3D. Yeah, we don't.
All right. Okay, well, that was our only agenda item. Anything else? No,
Nobody sees
thank you all
anything.
for being here.
Nothing cosmetic wise you're that concerned with? Perfect.
All right, that's it. We're,
I didn't pick them.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It did turn
All
out
in
good.
favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Only one time in my life I was not driving, I was with somebody. I don't ever experience that again. That's horrible.
And whatever, I couldn't quite get it up. We're not charging you down.
Yeah, I'm still paying rent on the apartment. Yeah. And that's, I know that there's a lot, but we